To our third ever Hinge workout here. Let's go ahead and check in on our space. We're going to make sure we've got about 3 to 5 feet of hazard-free space around us. You've got that water nearby, and you've given yourself a great big pat on the back. We've gone ahead, we've pressed play. Hard part is over. For this workout, we're going to need something to pivot off of using our shoulders. So a chair with no wheels, about a knee-height ottoman, a knee-height bench, just something that's not going to slip and then can thoroughly support you while we do our glute bridges. That is perfect. We don't need it right away, so just keep it nice and close. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead warming things up, reaching right on up. Great big inhale. Exhale, drop it down one more time, reaching all the way up. Dropping it into our arm circles. Kind of a fun way to check in on your space. You'll know pretty quickly when you do these arm circles. All right, 2 more. Let's switch directions, going backwards. If you've done a push-pull workout before these, you might really be feeling this. All right, reaching those arms right up nice and wide. Great big arm swings. All the way out, all the way in. Opening up that chest. Perfect. Dropping it down, hands on the hips, hip circles. Dynamic quad and hamstring stretch here. Really taking our time, hanging out where it might feel a little funky. Spend a little bit of extra time there, as long as you don't feel any pain. Switching directions. Perfect. 3 more of these. Perfect. Let's stretch out those quads first. You're going to take that right hand, hold on to that right leg, pressing forward and through with those hips. If you need to, hold on to a wall, a countertop, a chair for support here. Spending 3 breaths here. Dropping it down, switching sides, left hand, left leg, pressing forward and through. Awesome. Going ahead, dropping it down. Nice wide stance, right foot forward first. Let's fold forward as far as your body will allow. Bring it back up. Switching sides. Left foot forward, folding forward. Perfect. And we're going to take our hip openers that we've been doing, but we're going to do them one at a time to kind of work on dynamically training our balance as well. So shoulders back and down, belly button to spine. Right leg first. Let's go out and back in for 10. So we're still feeling that same mobilization of our hip joint, just one leg at a time. 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides, left knee up, back over. All the way, really opening up, moving with intention. Hip goes up, hip goes out, goes down. Back in. 2, and 1. Shake it out. Drop it down. Let's go ahead. Dial in on that intensity. We're going to get right into our Hinge workout, starting with our bands. We're going to do some banded deadlifts first. Single leg Romanian deadlifts. So taking that right leg first, let's tuck that band under that right foot, right under the arch. Choking up, finding that comfy resistance. Left leg is our kickstand. And remember, it's all about closing that car door with the booty, sending the booty backwards as we hinge. So we're going to let the band pull us in, always resisting, always controlled. Bring it back up, hips come forward and through. Not arching our back. This isn't like a twerking moment. This isn't adjusting our lumbar spine. This is through our glutes and our hamstrings. Booty touches the button, all the way back. 4 more on this side. 3, 2, tuck that chin. And 1, let's go ahead, switching sides. I like to kind of keep my resistance where it's at so I don't need to adjust. Right leg is now our kickstand. Folding up and letting that booty close that car door. Remember, we're engaging our lats. We're holding those oranges under our armpits here. Halfway there. Gentle stretch on the full extension. Bring it back. Hugging baby up and in. Rib cage stacked above pelvis. 2 and 1. Switch sides, stand up, shake it out a little bit. We've woken up our legs. We're giving ourselves what we need here. Resetting, making sure we're not rounding that spine. Take a moment to feel what perfect posture feels like. Hugging baby up and in. Shoulder blades back and down. Get those oranges under your armpits. Let's place it underneath that right foot. Set 2. Single leg RDLs. Let's go. Tuck that chin. Count it down from 4. 2 and 1. Let's switch sides. All the way up. All the way down. Nice and proud. You caught me slipping there. My shoulders slipped. They're now nice and proud again. 2 and 1. Bring it up, shake it out. Next set, I'm going to show you the side view so you can see what I'm talking about when I say our booties are touching that button. Giving ourselves what we need. Was that too easy? Give yourself less slack. Was that a little bit tricky? You couldn't do all 10 reps? Give yourself a little bit more. All right, right leg first. Setting ourselves up. Left foot is our kickstand. Hugging baby up and in. Folding up. That's 1 rep. Sending my booty back like I'm using it to shut a car door. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. Left foot, right foot is now our kickstand. Drive that booty back. 8. All the way back. Tuck that chin. 2 and 1. Stand it up, shake it out. We're familiar with these ones. We're gonna do some sumo deadlifts using our bands for our next set. Have that water, take a sip. I'll walk you through setup. These ones are a little bit trickier for setup with a band, but we wanna give you all the tools possible in your toolbox. So nice and wide, but we're gonna bring the bands across our instep and we're gonna still pull up through the middle. So we're creating that resistance. Through the middle, same thing, we're gonna reset our femurs, pulling up and back down. So that is 1 rep when we come up and release it all the way down. Remember, if you're feeling this in your lower back, really check on tucking in that spine, engaging that deep core, hugging baby up and in, and driving through those heels. All about pushing the floor away from us using those heels. So let's bring those bands across. Set up those feet. Toes are pointing outward. Set yourself in. Pull up for 10. All the way up, squeezing as hard as we can. 5, 4, push that button with the booty. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Give your body what it needs here. I'm just gonna stand it up, stretch it out a little bit, checking in on where we're feeling it. Making sure we're feeling it in those booties, in those hamstrings, not up here in that lower back. Checking in on what our shoulders are doing, what's our pelvis doing, if that's where we're feeling it. And remember, as always, our knees are going in the same direction as those toes. Alrighty, 5 seconds. Give your body what it needs. Reset that scapula. Chest is nice and proud. If you've ever seen power lifters, they like to do the big before they go into a big deadlift. That's just them cueing themselves, shoulder blades back and down. Grabbing onto those bands, find that comfy resistance. Tuck that chin, pull up for 10. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We've got one more set of these. Reset yourself. I'm stuck in my band. There we go. Resetting yourself. Making sure. Let's check in on our feet in that band. Is it slipping towards our toes? Slipping towards our heels? I don't want anyone getting slapped by a band today. Nice wide stance. Catch your breath for a moment. We're already just under halfway there. You've made it this far. All right, grab those bands. Find that comfy resistance. If they've slipped and adjusted, give yourself what you need here. And tuck that chin, shoulder blades back and down. Let's pull. All the way down, all the way up. 4, 7, 8, last 2, 9, last one, make it count, 10. Dropping it down, getting rid of those bands, grabbing onto that water. We are done with our bands for today. Giving your body what it needs here. Take that 1 minute rest. Once you've had that rest, grab those dumbbells. We're gonna get into a different variation of that hip hinge. And this guy is called the good morning. All right, now what's cool about a good morning is we're gonna still do that hip hinge movement, but we're changing where we're placing the load. So instead of that load being down in front of us and we're kind of levering, we're still gonna be hinging, we're still that lever, but instead we're gonna be loading the movement all the way up here. So we're gonna make sure we're pretending like this is a barbell. So shoulder blades back and down, hands up at shoulder height, keeping those wrists locked. And what we're gonna do, we're still hugging baby up and in, chest is still proud, and we're gonna push that button, just like a deadlift movement, driving through with those glutes, coming back up, and that is 1 rep of our good mornings. I'll do this first set with a side view so that we can do it together. You can get a feel for the form. So let's go ahead, shoulder blades back and down, hugging baby up and in, tucking that pelvis. We're not spilling that water. Hands come up. And when you're ready with me, mama, let's go ahead. Good mornings for 10. All the way down, look at my booty going back. I'm shutting that car door. Five more of this one. Hands up. 2 and 1. Bringing it back up, shaking it out, checking in on where you felt that. If you didn't quite feel in the right spot, ditch the weight for the next set. Just focus on that form. 30-second rest here, giving our body what it needs. If your feet are shoulder width apart, going ahead, belly button to spine. No longer spilling that water out of that pelvis. Hands come up, tuck that chin, push that button with your booty. Imagine your booty is the Kool-Aid man. We're busting through the wall behind you into the next room. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down, shake it out. We've got one more set of these. These ones are typically done in the gym with a barbell, but I find setup can be a little bit tricky, especially when we work our way up in weight. You're kind of jamming your body underneath and hoping you can stand up. I always find I need a hand. That's why I love with dumbbells. A little bit easier to get that loaded up. All right, 10 seconds. If the weights are down in front of you, now would be a good time. Bring them on up. Shoulder blades back and down. Belly button to spine. Neutral spine. And let's hinge. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop them down. Stand it up. We're going to take a 1-minute rest here. Then we're going to meet each other down on the mat for some glute bridges, superset with clamshells. See you there. All right, we've made it here down to our mats. This is where we're gonna grab our chair, our ottoman, our bench. So making sure we've got something knee height without wheels, nothing that's gonna slide across our carpet or our hardwood. And it's, just under knee height here. Keeping those weights nearby, I'll get you set up. We're gonna bring our bra line right about to the edge of the chair here. And remember how we talk about hugging baby up and in and closing those scissors? This is how we're going to demonstrate it. So my pelvis is a bowl of water, and right now everything's spilling out the front. So let's go ahead, tuck it, level off, slow the spill here. Grabbing onto that weight if we would like it. And we're going to go ahead and place that right on our laps here. And we're going to keep that neutral spine, thrusting up. And at the top of this movement, we're going to clamshell out. And that is 1 rep. So when we come up, out, down, that is 1 rep, and we're gonna do 3 of 10 of these guys. So getting ourselves set up, count it down with me here, drop it down, thrust it up, knees go out, 1 rep. Out, checking in on what is our lower back doing, counteracting that natural curvature of our spine. Down, up, out, in. We should be feeling it right in the side of those glutes there. 2 and 1. Setting that weight down. Hands go down first. Booties go down second just for safety. Take that moment here, stretch it out, 30-second rest before we get right into our next set. And you're welcome to do this with or without the weight. I like a little bit extra. If you need even more, use both dumbbells, or this is a great time to upsize. You can do a jug of milk, grab a 4-gallon, or not a 4-gallon, grab a 4-liter water jug. That's a really great use of a weight as well. Or just play with that time under tension. If it's too easy, slow on the negative. Now that we've got those modifications offered, bringing ourselves back up, elbows first, setting ourselves up, grab that weight to the lap and find that neutral spine, pressing through all 4 corners of those heels, come up, out, in, down. Up, out, in, down. Really moving with purpose here. What is our lower back doing? This isn't just a hip thrust. This is our glutes, our hamstrings, driving up and through. Three, tuck that chin. 2, last one, out, in. Weight goes first, hands go second, booty goes third. Grab that water, 30-second rest here. This is a really fun one. Those clamshells, if they're getting too easy, narrow that stance. We're gonna increase the displacement of our knee, and that will also add a little bit of resistance here. When you're ready, let's go ahead working on our setup again. Elbows go first. Booty comes off the ground, bra line on the chair. Grab that weight. 2 if you're feeling spicy. And then we're gonna check in on that pelvic angle. Stop spilling that water. Hug baby up and in. in. And these weights are just going right on our hips here. If you're more comfortable placing them right on the hips there. Down, up, out, in. Down, up, out, in. 5 more. Down, up, check in on that lower back. Two, last one. All right, weights go first, hands go second, sitting yourself down, grab that water. We're gonna go ahead, cool things down, stretch things out. All right, we've made it to the cool down portion of our workout today. Let's rise up off of those heels, step forward with that left leg, pressing forward and through with those hips. On your next inhale, go ahead, lean right on back, stretching out that hamstring as much as your body will allow. For 3 breaths. Coming up, switching sides. Right leg comes up, pressing forward and through with those hips. Hanging out here for 3 breaths. Exhale, coming back. Awesome. Bring yourselves down to our bums. Left foot comes out, falling into that hamstring stretch. With every breath, just falling a little bit deeper. Bring ourselves to center. Right foot's going to come out, falling forward on the right. With every breath, just falling a little bit deeper. Inhale, bring yourself back up to center. Because we did stretch our lats and work our lats during these deadlift moments, we're going to go ahead reaching up and over. Feeling that deep stretch down our armpit, down our lat. Back to center, left side. Back to center. Let's go ahead stretching out those traps, taking left ear to left shoulder first. On the next inhale, exhale, take that chin to your chest. Final inhale, exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Bring yourselves back to center, reaching right on up with me. Exhale, drop it down. One more time, reaching up. All the way to the ceiling. Exhale, drop it down. Last one, reaching up. Exhale, drop it all the way down. Give yourself a round of applause. Cheers to yourself. Cheers to your neighbor. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you on the next one.